Henry. Chapter 1. Sweet Talk. Marrakesh. Tuesday. Marrakesh is just what the guidebooks say it is. Marrakesh is an ancient walled city surrounded with olive groves and palm trees. Behind it rise the mountains of the High Atlas, and in the city, the marketplace at Jamar Khafna is alive with jugglers, dancers, magicians, storytellers, snake charmers and music. Marrakesh is a fairy tale city, but on this trip I didn't get to see much more of it than a fly-blown hotel room and the immobile faces of 3 Portuguese politicians. My hotel was in the old city, the Medina. The rooms were finished in brown and cream paint, and the wall decorations were notices telling me not to do various things in French. From the next room came the sound of water dripping into the stained bathtub and the call of an indefatigable cricket, while through the broken fly screens in the window came the musical sound of an Arab city selling its wares. I removed my tie and put it over the back of my chair. My shirt hung suddenly cold against the small of my back, and I felt a dribble of sweat run gently down the side of my nose, hesitate, and drop onto sheet 128. Transfer of sterling assets of Government of Portugal held in United Kingdom. Mandates or dependencies to successor government. We sipped oversweet mint tea, munched almond honey sticky cakes, and I took comfort in the idea of being back in London inside 24 hours. This may be a millionaire's playground, but no self-respecting millionaire would be seen dead here in the summer. It was 4:10 in the afternoon. The whole town was buzzing with flies and conversation. Cafes, restaurants and brothels had standing room only. The pickpockets were working to rota. "Very well," I said. "Availability of 30% of your sterling assets as soon as the British ambassador in Lisbon is satisfied that you have a working control within the capital." They agreed to that. They weren't delirious with joy, but they agreed to that. They were hard bargainers, these revolutionaries. Chapter 2. Old Solution. London, Thursday. The WOOC(P) owned a small piece of grimy real estate on the unwashed side of Charlotte Street. My office had an outlook like a Cruikshank illustration to David Copperfield, and subsidence provided an isosceles triangle under the door that made internal telephones unnecessary. Dawlish was my chief. When I gave him the report on my negotiations in Marrakesh, he laid it on his desk like the foundation stone of the National Theatre and said, "Foreign Office are going to introduce a couple of new ideas for tackling the talks with the Portuguese Revolutionary Party." "For us to tackle them," I corrected. "Top marks, my boy," said Dawlish. "You cottoned on to that aspect of their little scheme." "I'm covered in the scar tissue of O'Brien's good ideas." "Well, this one is better than most," said Dawlish. Dawlish was a tall, grey-haired civil servant with eyes like the far end of a long tunnel. Dawlish always tended to placate other departments when they asked us to do something difficult or stupid. I saw each job in terms of the people who would have to do the dirty work. That's the way I saw this job, but Dawlish was my master. On the small antique writing desk that Dawlish had brought with him when he took over the department, WOOC(P), was a bundle of papers tied with a pink ribbon of officialdom. He riffled quickly through them. "This Portuguese revolutionary movement," Dawlish began. He paused. "Vos não vedes?" I supplied. "Yes, VNV. That's they do not see, isn't it?" "Vos is the same as vous in French," I said. "It's you do not see." Quite so," said Dawlish. "Well, this VNV want the FO to put up quite a lump sum of money in advance." "Yes," I said. "That's the trouble with easy payment plans."